It's much easier to build your business fast than it is to build it slow.
Let's go ahead and get this thing started. Drop some 5 emojis in the chat if you can hear me loud and clear. He said,
it is so real.
For 90
It's
days.
much easier.
Can you stay focused for 90 days? Whew. Well, look, guess what? We got 90 days left in this year. Last stretch, right? Like they keep saying, right? This is the 4th quarter. Can you stay focused for 90 days? For whatever your personal goals are, whatever it is that you're looking to achieve, whatever it is that you want to get out of 2020, go ahead, turn your cameras on. Let's see your beautiful faces. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Everybody should have their makeup on by now. They should have their hair done. We should be good and set to go. Now, look, everything's always in perfect alignment. You know, look, what Paris was talking about yesterday, what all the chairman calls was talking about yesterday, what the minister was talking about yesterday, everything be lining up so perfectly. I love it. But where I'm going to start with is book I was reading, and it was just one specific page I had turned to that I wanted to actually go ahead and start with. But first, I'm going to go ahead and start with your I'm So Happy and Grateful Nows, right? First of all, for those that don't know me, if we got any guess anything on here, my name is Javon Hutchinson, born and raised in South Florida. I'm a professional track and field athlete, went to Hampton University, and I'm happy to be the one to give you guys more motivation here today. And what we got in the comments is, I'm so happy and grateful now that God has given me another day and has brought me to this amazing network to elevate myself and others spiritually, financially, mentally, and physically. 5 figures in my MetaTrader 4 and P150 are done within the next 7 days. Say that. God bless you all. I'm happy and grateful now that I'm a Platinum 1000. God is the greatest power, so no matter what comes up against me, I cannot be defeated. I'm so happy and grateful now that opportunity changed my life, and I'm grateful for myself that God has given me the opportunity to be here and be able to achieve my goals. So happy and grateful now for this time and space, for mentors that care about my well-being, and for this connection to greatness. Let's keep it scrolling down. So happy and grateful now that I created 7 Platinum 1000s by October 31st, 2020. I'm attracting leaders who want to build and achieve success with ease. And I am a Platinum 2000 by September 29, 2020. I'm happy and grateful now to be a chairwoman whose mission is to have impact over income. I'm happy and grateful now that I apply notes. There we go. I am happy and grateful now that I am teachable. I'm so happy and grateful now for our team's growth. Keep the I'm so happy and grateful nows coming in. And let's go ahead and hop into the message from this morning motivation. Charles, I'm gonna make you co-host as well so you can help as far as helping people get in here. I know it's a couple of people. There we go. Because this whole Zoom update is new. So let's start right here, right? And then we'll get into everything. The title of this part of the page is What You Don't Know Can Kill You. What you don't know can kill you, right? And I'm gonna just read a portion of this. This is a book about no more excuses. It's a book about the African-American experience. And specifically, it talks about Black men suffer far worse in health than any other racial group in America. There are a number of reasons for this. Poor health education is the number one reason. But other reasons include abuse of drugs and alcohol, not getting enough rest, not eating right, not exercising regularly, and not getting checkups twice a year by our doctors, right? Then it goes down to the alarming rate and how this can all be decreased by basic lifestyle changes. And when I fast forward 2 pages that I specifically want to focus on, it talks about how to turn it around, right? The words that come out, and this applies to everything, and this is why I'm bringing it up. The words that come out of your mouth need to reflect positive change because the tongue is very powerful. Whatever you speak is bound to happen. I hear people say, I can eat what I want and it's not going to hurt me. The statement is not reality-based. What you eat can not only hurt you, it can kill you if you abuse it. Instead of saying, I want to get healthy, say, I'm going to get healthy starting now, right? What does that sound like? What we always talk about? I'm so happy and grateful now. You got to start speaking it now, right? It's also good to set attainable goals for yourself. Many of us want to lose weight, but we set outrageous goals like losing 100 pounds in 3 weeks. That's not going to happen if you do it right, right? An attainable goal is something that's tough, but within reach, like losing 10 pounds in 6 weeks by exercising and eating right. Put a plan in place. Working out should become part of your daily routine, so find a way to fit it into your work and home life. Decide to eat healthier, right? That decision that we always talk about. And last, oftentimes eating healthy is what you intend, but you don't support it with your actions. You eat healthy one day and you splurge on junk food the next day to celebrate how well you did the day before. You have to make a choice to seek out healthier options of preparing your favorite dishes and choosing healthier items from restaurants you frequent. Your body is like your house or apartment you live in. How do you keep your home? Do you have electricity and gas for your heat or air? Do you even clean your house? Do you have enough water to drink or take a shower or bath with? Your body needs all these same things, right? So it went into all of that. And well, what do I just say in the beginning? Can you be consistent for 90 days, right? Can you keep a clean house for 90 days? Can you can you for 90 days stay consistent with any form of activity? Remember, everything that we're talking about is a total life thing. That's why I love, I love the body. I'm an athlete, all that stuff. But this applies to everything, right? Are you gonna make your phone calls for 2 days, and then the next day you're gonna celebrate? You gotta sit back. I call some people today. I'm good, and then nobody joined the business, and then you sad, right? Are you gonna are you gonna be responsible in your trade account for 2 weeks, and then you blow your account the third week because you got excited, right? I heard Matt say it. He said it took him, I think he said it was 6 weeks or something like that. No, 60 days, he said, on that millionaire mentorship call. He said it took him 60 days to become consistent, because what he did was, he said, I loaded up my account the first time. I put $500 in it. I listened the first time, we won the trade, and then I over leveraged and I blew my account. He said, I loaded my account up again within that 60 days. I listened for 2 weeks, and then I blew my account because I stopped listening. And now he has an account that's over $3 million in just 2 years from that same $500 that he started with the first time. But guess what he did different? He had to realize, I need to stay consistent. He said, I only need to make 8% per day, right? And whatever that path is for you, whatever your trade, it doesn't matter. He said, the only difference was, I got to be consistent and disciplined. Everybody looks for a secret inside of what we're doing, but the secret is keep being consistent with any form of activity. To go chairman requires consistency, right? To hit whatever that next rank you're trying to hit requires consistency and discipline. It's the same thing in the business and in the charts, right? There's no success before discipline. You can have, because think about it. If you make $10,000 in your trade account, but you're not consistent and disciplined, you don't withdraw the money, did you make $10,000? No. Because if you lose it, you didn't make the money. If you don't take it out and pay yourself, Charles always said, hey, get the money real, right? You want to see. If you don't do that, you didn't do anything. You didn't make anything. You got to be serious. You can't just be trying this each and every single day, right? And it was another good thing I like that he said, I'm here to separate the curious from the serious. Some of you here are curious, and that's okay, right? Stay close to the fire. Maybe you'll get serious. But we're here to work with the people that are serious. Because the curious people, guess what they're going to do? They might pay their subscription for maybe 30 days, 60 days. They might even, and they're the dangerous ones. They might make money. And then what happened to so-and-so? I don't know. They were curious. They're like, it worked, but it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. It was, I didn't make as much as I wanted because you weren't consistent and disciplined, right? You weren't consistent and disciplined. And again, this doesn't just apply to trading. This doesn't just apply to the business. This is everything in life. The book had nothing to do with trade. This is an old book. This don't have nothing to do with trading, right? But everything that we're talking about is the same thing. And this is another thing I want to talk about, time, right? All of us don't have the same quantity of time in our lives, right? And everybody's going to have a different span. Charles did the thing where he drew the time thing that one time, right? But the quality of time that we have here is 100% up to us. We control the quality of the time that we spend here on this earth. right? That's one thing that we have 100% control over because we create our environment. How many times you hear us talking about that all the time, right? We don't own the quantity of time, but somebody can be here for 20, 30 years and have a better quality of time than somebody that was here for 90, right? Because the amount of time it takes to do something doesn't matter if it gets done, right? Because I can't store time, I can't save it, I can't do anything like that. So it's all about the way that I use it. So if I understand that and I know that, I got to make sure that I'm not wasting time. Back to what I was just talking about in the book, right? It says that oftentimes eating healthy is what you intend, but you don't support it with actions. If you don't support what you want with actions, you're not going to have what you want. And you're going to be that person walking around 2 years later. Yeah, I could have had that. Yes, you could have, but you didn't do anything to get it. Right? That's like standing in the store. You're like, I don't even buy lotto tickets, but it's like standing there, somebody being like, hey, you should get that. You want this ticket? No, I'm good. Come back, you look at the number. Oh, that was a winning ticket. You could have had the winning ticket. you let it go. You walk by it, right? But that was your decision. The way you use time will explain the quality of that time, right? It's hard to have a purpose. It's hard to have a purpose if you're not focused with it, if you're not focused on what you're doing within that time, because you'll end up aimless as you're going throughout it, right? So going from the Bible, John 4:34, he said that my food is to do the will of him that sent me and to finish his work. And this is where it ties into what Paris was talking about yesterday, right? It doesn't matter what it is that you're doing. If you understand what your purpose is, if you understand that, that's going to precede everything else that you're trying to do, right? That's going to satisfy you as if you had. I know some people on here have gotten through to a point where they're doing something and they're like so locked in, you forget to eat. You're so locked in, you're not even thinking about food, right? And like Paris was talking about, and sometimes it's not even that you want to not eat. Like I know being at a track meet sometimes, like that's the days we eat the least. Like I might get some breakfast or something small in the morning. I'm not eating before I warm up, right? I'm not eating during the race. I'm not too hungry after I just expended all my energy, right? Now sometime in the afternoon, I'll probably be hungry. But, and depending on how that day is going, especially if it's anticipation, especially if it's like a championship or something like that, like you're so locked in on what you're doing, you want to make, like you're focused. That's the thing that's consuming your time, right? It's as if you were full. But you got to be clear on your purpose and what it is that you're doing in order to ever have that feeling. So ask yourself, are you clear on that purpose or are you living life aimlessly, right? Because if we're living life aimlessly, then we're not going to spend time, that quality time that we need during the quantity of our life, right? So, and this is another thing I heard. So understand you're in a position to be led and not to lead and not be led. Where you are right now, you're in a position to lead and not be led, right? And we're talking about people from the outside, right? You definitely want to be led by the people that have what you want, but you don't want to be led by the people that don't. Because most likely where we came from before we got here, those people didn't have the things that we wanted. Those people didn't have the results that we wanted, which is why we came here in the first place, right? So don't diminish your purpose, don't diminish your time by allowing other people on the outside that you should be leading, you should be introducing to this opportunity, people that you should at least expose to this information, allow them to lead. I think it was Mr. Teacup said it yesterday. Hey, shout out to Teacup Lou. He said, this man said, look, you out there, you talking to these people, they say no, you let the person with 4 or 5 figures in their bank account, the person that makes 3 or 4 figures a month, discourage you. You let that person discourage you from your dream of making 6 figures, 7 figures? How that makes sense? It doesn't. You can. Some people are meant to serve you at the end of the day. Hey, Luke, you going there sometimes. Some people are meant to serve you at the end of the day, and it's not. That's how life goes. That's how life goes. You got to think about it. Everybody is not going to make it. Everybody can make it, but everybody's not going to. It's a choice. At the end of the day, they have the exact same choice that you have. They have the exact same opportunity that you have. But if they choose not to make that decision, who is that on? You or them? Right? Is that on you or them? Let me go to my next point. I don't want to take too much of y'all time. I heard Chris Terry put it this way. He said there's no delay when it comes to energy, right? There's no delay when it comes to energy. Think about this. How fast does your radio station change the music when you turn the dial? Does it take about 10 seconds? Does it take about a minute for it to get to that new station when you click the station that you want, or does it go instantly? If I'm listening to 95.7 and I turn it to 102.3, right? I don't know what y'all stations are where you are. I don't know. Right? It happens instantly. It happens instantly. From satellites that are millions of miles away, right? You push a button in your car, on your phone, whatever it is, you're connected to that station instantly. Whatever frequency it's on. It doesn't take any time delay, right? So you got to be that same way with your mind, with your mindset, right? We always talk about the mindset, the frequency your mind is on. Whatever frequency you're operating on, that's the frequency of the people that you're going to attract. But you can also choose to change that frequency at any time. And when you change that frequency, guess what? You're going to attract new people. Different people are going to be coming into your business. Different people are going to be surrounding you. Different people are going to feed and pour into you, right? But if I stay on the same, if I'm listening to 99 jams down here in Florida, right? If I'm listening to 99 jams and I really want to be listening to some, and that's like a hip hop R&B station, but if I'm listening to that and I want to listen to country music, I can't expect to hear something that's not on that frequency. It's not going to happen. You can't expect somebody to come into your business that you're not on the same frequency as them, right? You can't expect it. You're waiting to get rich, but you're already rich. The frequency that you're on, right? If you're already rich in the mind, think about it. You have to maintain that frequency and wait for time to catch up to get to the confession. You got to maintain the frequency that you're on and wait for time to catch up to the confession that you said. But if you change the frequency from what you originally said you wanted, are you ever going to get it? If I keep changing, if I'm waiting for my favorite song to come on the station, I'm waiting. I know my song's going to come on this station because this station plays that type of music. Maybe I got in the car after they already played it. And you know, the radio keeps things on repeat. Every hour, you can guarantee you're gonna hear certain songs, right? So if I'm waiting to hear that song, maybe I got in the car at the wrong time. They had already played my song. So guess what? I gotta wait, keep it on that station in order to hear that song again, right? But if I change the station, if I change it to that country station, that talk station, that AM station, guess what? I'm never going to hear that song. I'm never going to hear what I wanted to hear because I'm not on the right frequency. So you're never going to get the results that you want in your trade account if you don't get to the right frequency. You're never going to attract the right people to your business if you're not thinking the way that you should. And if you don't stay consistent and disciplined in that, even when you're not seeing the results. guess what? Even when I'm hearing the commercials on the radio, I know the song's gonna come on eventually. It's up to me if I want to stay there and listen to it. You ever were listening for something on the radio? There were no songs playing. You turn the station to something else, right? And now you flipping through 100 stations. I know there got to be something on this radio station. Like one of these stations got music playing, but they all end up playing commercials at the exact same time. And you like they playing this. I heard the same commercial on 2 different stations. Everybody playing commercials at the same time. Then you get back to the station you originally started with. They halfway through the song you wanted to hear, and that was only like you didn't have to change the station. You just had to endure through that commercial. Stay on that frequency, right? All right, we're gonna keep it going. We're gonna keep it going. Why can 2 people have different results? Right? 2 people in a similar position, 2 people that started this business at the same time, 2 people that are here that maybe started with the same amount in their trade account. Why? One person over leveraged, the other person didn't. One person followed the educator's trade signals, the other person 20, 30 days after they started thought they was a master trader and wanted to take their own signals. One person came in, ran the play, followed the 72-hour fast start, hit platinum 600 their first couple days. The other person took 8 months to get their first 2 people in the business. What's the difference? One person didn't mind following the plan. The other person was in their own head thinking about all the stuff that they didn't want, and they got that result. You talk people out your business every single day. I got this 3-way, but I don't think they're gonna sign up. Why am I doing a 3-way then? Why are we doing a 3-way then? For what? You already talked about your business. Man, they're not serious. Yep, you're right. They're not serious. You're talking these people out of your business. Speak life into people, right? And then last thing, purpose is never locked in circumstances, right? So no matter what it is that you're going through, no matter what you experience, you got to understand that stuff doesn't really matter. It's all about the environment that you personally created. Do you have your reasons why? Do you have like your goals set up all around you? Do you are you reading? Are you saying I'm a millionaire? Like what are the things that you're telling yourself? What are the things that you're seeing? And are you putting action behind that? That was the first thing that I read. Not only are you saying the things, but are you putting action behind it? Because otherwise it's not going to work. Otherwise it's not going to work. And also ask yourself, when you're doing this, are you thinking about your purpose or are you thinking about your preference? Right? Are you thinking about your purpose or are you thinking about your preference? If your purpose, if you said your purpose is to go chairman, to impact the lives of 500 people around the world, but you don't want to pick up the phone, can I just go to social media? Yeah, you can. We got a blueprint for that too. But start with picking up the phone. Well, can I just send these people messages out? Yeah, you can. People have done it. They also talked about how they lost their whole organization right after they hit the rank. Do you want to do it the right way? Or do you want to go through the hardships and the things? Think about it. We got hundreds of chairmen in the company. Somebody probably did something similar to what you're trying to do, right? Not saying nobody shouldn't do anything. You do what you feel in your heart. But as Paris said, I forgot who asked. It don't even matter. Somebody asked me about something. He was like, "You can do that, but you can do that. I don't have the game plan for that play that you're trying to run. You can do whatever your heart desires, but when you run into a roadblock," it was JL. Thank you. I heard Paris say it too, but they speak the same language, so that makes sense. But when you hit a roadblock, guess what? I don't have the game plan for that. Right, I don't have the game plan for that. If you want to, hey, look, I was talking to so-and-so and they said this, that, and the third. Well, what did you tell them? Well, I told them this. I don't know what. That's not what we told you to tell them. That's not in none. That's not in nothing that you read when you started. That's not in none of the trainings that you've been to. That's not in you running your own play right now. And I'm not telling you you're not gonna get there. You might get there fast, but you're gonna have to do it alone. That's it. That's it. I got you, Charles. I got you. So understand purpose or preference. Because if you want to get where you want to get to, follow the people that have already gone there. It's not about you feeling comfortable. You got to get comfortable being uncomfortable, right? Shout out to everybody that was on the chairman mentorship call yesterday with Paloma. Paris said she could barely speak English some years ago, right? She was, but look at her now. You on there sitting, I'm right, taking notes. Like I've seen her, I want to say I saw her speak in London as well. But you wouldn't know. There's so many things that these people have been through. Everybody's had to go through something if they're on any type of level of leadership, right? But it doesn't matter. They got through it. So it doesn't matter what you're going through. Do you want to be comfortable or you want to be successful? Point blank, period. If you want to be comfortable, all right, go ahead, take care. You do that. We'll be over here. Let us know if you want to come to this side, right? Thank you, Charles. Don't stay in it. Now, I'm going to give y'all the homework because we got 90 days. What is your purpose? What do you really want to see out of 2020? Like, how do you want this year to end? And this is the last thing. I saw this guy, shout out to, what's my guy's name? Dorito Dave, Success, what is that? Sleepers for Suckers, that dude on Instagram. Great dude, love his content. But he had a video talking about his daughter, young daughter, came home talking about 2020's canceled. And he was like, where did you get that? He was like, oh, you probably seen that online. But then he went in on all the older people. He said, some of y'all 30, 40, 50 years old talking about 2020 cancel. You've been through worse things in your life. You've been through worse things than what's happened in 2020. And for some of y'all, it's probably been the best year you ever been in, personally. Not saying that nobody experienced hardships. Not saying that people didn't go through things, people didn't pass, not saying any of that stuff, right? But guess what? That stuff happens every year. Don't let social media, don't let the news, don't let all that stuff that's going on tell you that this ain't a good year. And then you got people canceling 2021 already. We're not even there yet. You prophesying a bad year on yourself. You prophesying the whole 365 days ahead. Man, it's not gonna be a good year. What? 2020's trash. You got 90 days left. It's gonna keep being bad if you let it be bad. It was a great, it's been a great year, right? And if it hasn't been for you, you got time to change it. You already got, change your frequency, like we just talked about. You have more than enough time to change the quality of the time that's about to come up, right? Make sure you're not trying to save time. You're not trying to do things in desperation. You following whatever that plan is. You following whatever the play is, and that's really it. Just change your frequency. Commit the next 90 days and go all in for whatever that goal is that you got. If that goal is chairman for you, run through it. If that goes P5000, P2000, P1000, run through it. Right? If that goes a 6-figure trade account, be disciplined and be consistent. Make that decision. Write down every single trade that you take. If you have trouble with your trade, write them down. When I was like, okay, I might be over leveraging too much. Cool. Let me, you know what? Before I take a trade, be like, well, how do you grow the small accounts? I know what I'm getting into. I don't even got to be that smart. You know what I got to do? Hold on. All right. They say get entry point. I will write the whole thing down. Entry. I can calculate on a computer, but I was like, let me see it with my eye gate. The entry is here. The take profit is there. The stop loss is there. I got $50. That's a $10 stop loss. That's not gonna work for me. Next trade. Oh, y'all said a 20 pip stop loss. I can rock with that. That's $2. Right? Understand the trades that you're getting into. Don't just take everything from everybody. Right? Even if you're brand new, all you got to do is a 30-second math calculation. Whether you do it on your computer, whether you write it down, it's less math than you trying to figure out if you got the right discount at the store because it was 2 for 1 and buy one get one free. And wait, did they take that off? No, just put it just put it in the calculator. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. So that's all I got for y'all. Look, Charles actually has something he wants to show you. I'm actually gonna pass it over to him really quick, and then we'll go into what we got going on for the week. All right, Charles, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hey, drop some fire emojis for my guy, Mr. Javon Hutchinson, right now. With that amazing message. But listen, I got something to show y'all. Hold on. Wait a minute. All right, y'all should be able to see my screen.
Yeah, you good.
We can do it like a Zoom call. Or we could literally put you guys on the biggest stage in the world. Tickets on sale now for the first ever IM virtual event. Visit imacademy.events for details. What will you become?
Let's go!
Let's go!